Once upon a time, in a magical kingdom called Sweetland, everything was made from sugar and sweets. Houses were built of gingerbread, rivers flowed with chocolate milk, and trees bloomed with cotton candy flowers. But the most beloved treasure in Sweetland was the royal dough, a magical golden dough that could turn into any sweet treat imaginable. This dough was kept safe in the palace, guarded by the good King Sugarbeard and his daughter, Princess Lila. One day, an envious baker named Gruff learned of the royal dough. Gruff was once Sweetland's greatest baker, but he had grown bitter after his recipes lost their charm. Jealous of the king's magical dough, he set his mind to stealing it and making it his own. Late one night, when everyone was asleep, Gruff snuck into the palace, disguised as a shadow, and slipped through the cracks to steal the royal dough. The next morning, Princess Lila was horrified to find the dough gone. Knowing how important the royal dough was to the happiness of Sweetland, she decided to embark on a journey to get it back. She called upon her best friend, a little gingerbread boy named Chip, and together they set off on an adventure across the kingdom. As they journeyed, they faced many challenges. They crossed the gummy bear forest where sticky gummy creatures tried to hold them back. Then they waded through the fizzy soda swamps, where bubbles would trap them if they weren't careful. But with courage and determination, Princess Lila and Chip made it through. Finally, they reached Gruff's bakery at the edge of the kingdom. Inside, they found Gruff experimenting with the dough, trying to turn it into the world's largest cake. But every time he tried, the dough would rebel, losing its golden glow and refusing to take shape. Princess Lila stepped forward bravely. "Gruff, you may have taken the royal dough, but its magic belongs to Sweetland. It only shines when it's shared with love." Gruff scoffed at first, but as he looked at the dough, he realized that it was dull and lifeless. He had stolen it out of greed, and the magic he desired so much was now gone. Gruff sighed and handed the dough back to Princess Lila, understanding at last that magic couldn't be forced. With the royal dough safely back in her hands, Princess Lila thanked Gruff for returning it. She invited him to the palace to bake with her, showing him that true happiness comes from sharing and creating together. Gruff accepted, and the two became the best baking team Sweetland had ever seen. From that day on, the kingdom celebrated the royal dough, not just as a magical treasure, but as a symbol of kindness and joy. And every year they held a grand baking festival, where everyone came together to create sweet treats, share laughter, and remember the adventure of Princess Lila and the magical royal dough. And they all lived happily ever after in the sweetest kingdom of all.